Constable. Constable.
What is it, my man?
I've just arrived by train, and someone's stolen my bags.
Stolen your bags? Well, you can't go about without them. You better buy a new pair. The police is the latest profession, for which one must get a degree. They're putting out feelers for gentlemen and peelers. Soon you'll see bobbies like me, monocled, matey, and debonair, lolling about in Leicester Square. And when you fellows like me in the force, crime is just bound to decrease. There'll be no traffic jams when we've passed our exams, so hurrah for the public school police. Our collars will have to be altered to show off our colours, of course. Our knowledge of classics will be quite unique, and to prove to the crooks all the lingos we speak, we'll warn them in Latin and charge them in Greek when you fellows like me in the force. No more outsized boots will give foreigners shocks. We'll turn up our trousers to show off our hocks, and we'll wear buckskin shoes and such beautiful socks when you fellows like me in the force. When a varsity education becomes the police constable's test, it'll really be unique to see on each tunic embroidered the old college crest. And you'll see us exchanging the latest tales or holding up buses with manicured nails. When you fellows like me in the force, crime is just bound to decrease. There'll be no traffic jams when we've passed our exams, so hurrah for the public school police, hurrah, hurrah. Our tunics will have to be altered to show off our school ties, of course. If a young girl approaches and gives us the cue and says, "Have you the time?" in the way that they do, we'll say, "We've got the time, little lady." Have you? When you fellows like me in the force. Well, the young man out at night won't cause any surprise, though he's carrying a bag of any old size. And Lord Trenchard won't have to apologize when you fellows like me in the force. No doubt that's what's needed. I mean, look at those dreadful crimes that have taken place in the metrop London. I mean, look at that affair of the two princes in the Tower. Nothing more nor less than infanticide. Or was that a mouthwash? These poor boys were there in the Tower of London, nothing but beef eaters there, both of them vegetarians. And their uncle, the Duke of Gloucester, he sent two fellows to smother them and drown them in a butt of marmalade. Pretty sticky business. And there they were, just golden shreds. Of course, everybody was very angry at the time, wrote all sorts of limericks about Gloucester, which I've completely forgotten, I'm glad to say. But I mean, it was dreadful. Of course, I myself was born, bred, and buttered within sound of Bow bells. You know those, the bells that called Richard Whittington. No, he was the first hiker. He hike, hock, huck, from Lancashire with a cat. Anyway, there he was, and he got a job as a kitchen boy and went hiking out with a girl called Alice, who was the daughter of a man as rich as Croesus. Croesus, I mean. And she was very popular and the belle of Bow. Bow, poplar. Very good? No, too late. Anyway, there she was, and she married him finally. He gave up his other cat and married her. Then he became mayor 3 times. Then he got a bigger corporation each time. And then one night when Alice said, "Turn again, Whittington," he couldn't. That was the end of him. But when you fellows like me in the force, we'll see the crime ceases and stops. There'll be no stealing cars when we've learned how to parse. So 3 cheers for the classical cops. And they'll be reading Policecraft up at Oxford and attending the new Rother course. We won't trouble hotels or hurt the guests' pride. We'll simply let their own conscience decide if they're not in the rooms that their shoes are outside. When you fellows like me in the force. Oh, that's my chum calling. I must return to my posse. Au revoir.